It's a blue letter! Released in 1994, The Hudsucker Proxy is a screwball comedy starring Tim Robbins, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Paul Newman. It cost $40 million to make. It only made $2.8 million at the box office. Produced by Joel Silver and also produced, directed, and co-written by Joel and Ethan, the Coen Brothers, and Sam Raimi, so you know crazy's going to be on the screen sometime, somewhere. The story is set in New York City. Norville Barnes, played by Tim Robbins, arrives in the Big Apple just as the year 1958 is drawing to a close. Norville is a graduate of the Munciana Business School but struggles to find a job, even though he's got his new business degree in hand. Fate steps in and Norville is guided to Hudsucker Industries, where he's hired into the mailroom. Now this mailroom looks like it was designed in committee by Fritz Lang and Terry Gilliam, so it's automatically, visually overwhelming. And Norville is overwhelmed. So much so that when he gets handed a special delivery letter, which is, of course, the blue letter, he forgets to deliver it.
You! Yeah, you, boss! This letter was sent down this morning by the big man himself.
Hudsucker Industries is having their best year ever. President Waring Hudsucker decides that he wants to go out while still on top. So during a board of directors meeting, and I'm speaking cryptically here, he dramatically resigns his post and he relinquishes his ownership and all of the stock in the company. This sends the board of directors into a tailspin. How do they keep control of Hudsucker Industries now? The villain, Sidney J. Musburger, played by Paul Newman, comes up with a scheme. What they'll do is they'll hire the most incompetent person they can find to run the company, drive the stock prices down, and then buy it for pennies on the dollar. Then they'll fire that idiot, the stool pigeon, the proxy. Now all they need is an idiot. Enter Norville Barnes from the mailroom with a delivery.
What we need now is a new president. Some jerk. My leg is on fire. We can really push around. Sit down, son. Go ahead. Try it on.
Did the Fortune City go an idea man when they promoted you from the mailroom?
Well, I guess so. I don't think they promoted me because they thought I was a schmo.
The guy's a real moron.
Cigarettes?
No, thank you.
What an imbecile. Come up with this.
From Joel and Ethan Coen.
It's fun, it's healthy, the kids will just love it, and we put a little sand inside to make the experience more pleasant.
Did you have any idea there'd be such a huge response?
This is the president.
I don't think anybody expected this much hoopla.
Comes a comedy of fame, fortune, greed, and the American way.
Say, Amy, how about you and I grab a little dinner or a show after work? I was thinking maybe the King and how about Oklahoma?
Jennifer Jason Leigh plays a fast-talking reporterette trying to get the inside scoop. She gets an undercover job as Norville's secretary. It doesn't take long for her to catch on to what's going on. She's fabulous in this role. I found myself rewinding just to hear her machine gun delivery of some incredibly interesting dialogue. Both Winona Ryder and Bridget Fonda were considered for the roles before Jennifer Jason Leigh walked away with it. Good for her, because Jennifer Jason Leigh nailed it. Joel Silver, from the beginning, was pushing for Tom Cruise for the part of Norville, and I think that would have been great. But the Coen Brothers insisted on Tim Robbins. Clint Eastwood was considered for the role of Sidney J. Musburger and was actually slated to play it, but he had a scheduling conflict that he just, in the end, could not resolve, and he finally had to pass the role on, and it went to Paul Newman, who is absolutely great as the bad guy. Hudsucker Proxy took 5 months to shoot. It was filmed at the Carroll Cult Studios in Wilmington, North Carolina from November 92 to March of 1993. Kudos, the New York City scale model set was designed and built by Michael J. McAllister and Mark Stetson in 1992, but you won't be able to tell that this film wasn't really shot in New York City in 1958. The set is that good. The Hudsucker Proxy was released in 1994 to mixed reviews from critics, and as Samuel Goldwyn said, they stayed away in droves. Sadly, Hudsucker Proxy lost $37.2 million, and it was a box office bomb. So how does it rate? I asked 10 of my actor and filmmaker friends to rate it on the 5-star system. Well, they gave it 2.5 stars. Family and friends gave it 3 stars. By the time this movie hit the theaters, I was already an admirer of Joel and Ethan Coen's movies. Previous to Hudsucker Proxy, I'd already seen Blood Simple, Miller's Crossing, and Raising Arizona. The Coen Brothers make movies that speak to me, and Hudsucker Proxy is one of them. I give it 4 stars. Please go to my blog, myfriendscallmespike.com, and you can follow me at Spike Harville on Twitter. Hi, I'm an actor, writer, sometimes Hollywood insider.
I'm reviewing movies that maybe you missed on their first time around.
My name is Dan Harville, but my friends call me Spike.